Some what's in the bags are way better than others. And in today's video, we have a what's in the bag from the man, the myth. Jig, how you doing?
Good morning.
To see you, mate. You well?
Yeah, all good.
Jig,
all good.
we had some fantastic feedback from our first video that we did. So huge thank you to everyone that watched that and commented on that. We're not going to delve too much into personal stuff in this video because we've covered it. Obviously, so recovering from leukemia, and we have a goal in mind of getting back on top. So today we're going to look at, by the way, if you've not seen that video, check it out. I'll link it in the description below because a lot of people have really enjoyed it. But we're going to look at what's in the bag here because some what's in the bags, like I said, are better than others. And I think so many people watching this video could learn loads from this what's in the bag. So we're going to play the first couple of holes here at Lindrick again. You're going to break par this time, aren't you?
Oh, I don't know.
We'll
got a Rolls Royce here.
He's not
cold,
not even
hit a ball.
Not even hit a ball. But Jig, should we kick off with the top end of the bag and look at drivers? Because there's a couple of drivers in here which obviously you must be testing to go in and out.
So as we talked about actually in the last video, obviously Titleist have been incredible support, but also they built me like 2 lots of clubs really. So sort of a weaker set for when strength's not up, but also a strong set, so basically like my old specs. But interestingly, 2 drivers. So 2 drivers, this one is actually a lower degree head 9 with the slightly weaker shaft in.
That's about the shaft me and Chris would use, isn't it?
I would say so, yeah, to be honest. Currently, that is the gamer.
We will show you the head at some point. We're going to leave it for now.
We're going to leave it for now. And then, really excitingly, a stronger shaft, but with more loft.
Yeah.
Same head, same sort of setup.
If you wanted to, you could swap those round and have an experiment, but the higher loft and a weaker shaft would just balloon up.
Yeah, and too much spin and etc. So at the moment, this is actually the gamer.
Yeah.
This is actually really interesting because I think I'm right on the bubble.
Yeah.
We're now in the stronger irons, so we're in.
Oh, we'll talk irons later on.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
We're going to hit the tee shot first, and we'll go from there.
Goodness me, okie dokie.
So, has golf ball changed much? Because obviously, I know Pro V1 is the #1 ball in golf. It has been for quite some time. There's Pro V1X, there's Left Dash, there's Star, there's AVX. Have you found that when you've been experimenting, and obviously since your recovery, or during your recovery, should I say, is golf ball a big change for you?
Well, actually, no. The golf ball stayed the same, and to be fair, we've got some footage talking to Duncan at Titleist at Woburn about that when we went down there for the fitting, because I thought potentially that would change.
Yeah.
But what they did is actually change the equipment around the ball.
Around the ball, yeah. Right, okay, right, I'll let you lead us off, Jig. We'll get teed off and then we'll show them what head we're using. Because I think the Titleist heads are fantastic. I was a huge fan of TS, TSI, TSR, and now obviously we're in GT. And again, it's the #1 driver on tour, isn't it? Which a lot of people don't realise.
Yeah. #1 play driver, yeah.
Oh, it's like, honestly, to be able to get out of the car, it is.
To be fair, I was not expecting that.
In the morning. Jig, so what head is it? Are both heads the same?
Both heads are the same, obviously different lofts. We've got the GT2. We're actually set on standard.
Yep.
So there's nothing changed there. It's sort of straight, shaft straight in the head. And like I say, this is the 9 on a weaker shaft.
Lovely ball flight that as well, wasn't
it?
it?
I think, like I say, at the moment, this is my speed's just not quite there.
Yeah. This is one of the things which I think people can learn, and this is why I was so excited to bring you guys this video, because it's not just looking in the bag of a tour pro who's played in the Open and played in DP World finals and things like that. It is a bag where you're looking at maybe a little bit of forgiveness as well. The GT2 is a head which a lot of people will try and forego if you're a low handicapper. You'll think, oh, I'm a 4 handicap, I need the GT3, I need the GT4. Whereas the GT2, what Titleist have done with that head by making it low spin but still fairly forgiving with the MOIs, are really remarkable. I'm going to stand up here because standing down there doesn't make much sense.
Okay,
It's a remarkable achievement.
Oh, and by the way, guys, just to let you know that these 2 are making me carry my own bag today, which, you know.
You'd think Chris would go back to the old days, wouldn't you?
You'd think Chris would potentially help me out, but you know.
Right, how's your hot chocolate, Jig? All right? You
Splendid.
But that's a phenomenal drive. We've actually run out of fairway on that line, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about shot shaping? Because I think a lot of people watching this video could learn quite heavily from that as well, in a fashion that the desired shot, I think, with the amateur golfer is a draw.
Okay.
Whereas I think really most guys on tour are trying to hit it as straight as possible.
I agree.
Yeah.
As neutral as possible.
Yeah.
If anything, on tour, I would suggest that they would like to actually move it left to right.
Yeah.
Their predominantly go-to fairway finder as such would definitely be try and move it left to right.
Yeah.
There's not that many players that try and hit a draw consistently on tour.
No.
Unless it's their natural shot like Rory,
yeah,
who just goes with it. But yeah, they all try and move.
What are you trying to do with yours? Are you?
I am.
Like a bullet, that one,
I am also basically just trying to be as neutral as I possibly can.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think that's a great way of sort of a starting point. I mean, I can move it both ways, but
in a sense, does that make the target bigger? Because if you aim at a certain target trying to be neutral, if it goes a little bit one way or the other, you've still pretty much.
Well, yeah, you've kind of got a push or a pull that gives you sort of 5 yards either way. So I think to be as neutral as you can would be the way to go, really.
Yeah. Right, mate. So what have we got here? Let's talk. We're going to be talking wedges, so I don't think we need a 4-iron from here. Well, nice, that, doesn't it? Where have you got this from, by the way? Which shop wasn't open? In Clubhouse.
In Clubhouse, yeah.
What a facility we've got here, by the way.
116 playing 120.
Let's have a look in here. Come on, Chris, let's delve in.
Need.
Do wedges change much for you? Have you always been kind of 50, 54, 58?
I've always kind of
been 60, 56?
I was originally until actually Chris came on board and he was like, no, we need to change this.
He got me out of a 60. He's got a problem anyway, 60 degrees.
He definitely has. So when he was caddying for me on tour, it was a case of, no, we're swapping these numbers round. And actually it did work. Mm-hmm. The gapping became a lot more consistent. The numbers became a lot more consistent. So here, it's cold this morning, so I'm going to go 50 degree. I don't think this can go long.
They look gorgeous, don't they? Are they raw?
Raw.
Look at these, by the way. SM10 raw, they look absolutely delightful, those. Right, sticker close.
Sit. Sit.
It's good if it sits.
Sit.
Sit.
Oh, it has gone long. Bit of a flyer, I think.
Yeah. Lovely ball fly, again, quite neutral, just fading. So when it comes to obviously shafts and shaft length and even grip, how much longer are these clubs? Because for people who don't know, jigs, it's 6'9".
Yeah. So, but my wedges are actually stepped.
Yeah.
So they're stepped in quarter-inch.
What does that mean
increments.
for the people watching?
So basically, my wedge would be 2 inches longer than standard. Then we go a quarter down, quarter down, quarter down.
Yeah.
Just again for the control element of things. But my irons are actually 2 inches longer than standard.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then lie angle's affected by that as well,
Yeah.
with obviously the length of it. Cool. Right, let's see if we can chip in. Right, good of you to miss one jig so we can... Are we still talking wedges or is this putter for you?
No. I think I definitely chip that. There's just a little bit too much fringe in between, I think. So I'm going to use 58.
Oh, this is my favourite looking one. This looks so good.
Yeah.
Do you change bounce as much? I think we spoke about this in King's Barnes years ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
Do you change bounce as much for different weeks?
Predominantly not. There would potentially be a M grind or a K grind in here for super duper like really dry conditions, firm conditions, links golf. But this for me sort of works all round and I'm really happy with this grind. So try and just keep the toe down in the ground a little bit, keep it as neutral as we can, just so that you don't get the leading edge basically.
That's one thing that I'm so impressed with since you've come back.
Oh my word.
Because your touch has been, when we played a few holes the other day, your touch has been so good, and that's something which I imagine if you lose that, that's harder to bring that back than strength.
Well, to be honest, James, like I said, I think it's miraculous because I thought this was going to be the most difficult thing, like totally.
Come back like Chris Dennis.
But yeah, I mean, the wizardry that is.
I'll tell you what, Jig, we'll give you that and we'll move on to next.
Ta.
Right, Jig, so it's not going to be driver here. Second hole, one of my favourite holes in the golf course actually. Slight dog leg to the left, bunker on the right. If we had another bunker on the left, imagine how difficult that tee shot would be.
It'd be so difficult.
But it's either going to be a long iron or whatever's under this lovely Lindrick head cover, isn't it?
So we've got the old trusty 7-wood.
How long have you had a 7-wood in the bag?
Since basically I came back.
Yeah.
I've never used one before. But we've actually gone up a shaft now. We've gone to the 7X, so I would say we've gone back to the Mr. shaft.
Is that to bring
really
the flight down retrospectively of the lock?
Yeah, and also what I was noticing as speed and strength is coming back, I was kind of getting it turning too much right to left. I think it was kicking slightly too early.
Yeah.
So there was an overdrawing. So I think that was a sign really that it was time to change shaft.
So there's a couple of things here again which I think people can learn hugely on it. A 7-wood, a lot of people again will think, oh, I don't need a 7-wood, I'm going to have a 3-wood in the bag and then a driving iron or something like that. 7-woods are more prominent now on tour and with better golfers just because you're making it easier for yourself and it's giving you a different ball flight than a driving iron would do. But also thinking about having a different shaft in there to do a different purpose, not just going, well, I have, for example, a Project X6 shaft in my driver, so I'm going to go same 3-wood, same 7-wood, and then same throughout, because you might see a different ball flight with that head.
Yeah.
And essentially, if you get fitted to that club for that purpose, that's a lot more important.
I agree, yeah, definitely.
People wondering why I've got this, we're going to do a putter video, and I didn't want Jig to carry more clubs than he's already doing, so I'm just going to carry it because I'm a nice bloke like that. You'd think Chris would be on the bag, wouldn't you? But where is Bob? Correct. He's getting keys today, Bob. Yep. Yeah, nice. That is position A to open it up. Great shot. So do you have numbers in your head, Jig, that you're trying to hit? Both with driver and 7-wood, probably something we could touch on.
Yeah, I mean, like 7-wood for me at the moment is like comfortably carrying 225. And that's like a really nice number.
If we asked you to flight one down, could you do that?
Yeah, for sure.
Can you play because I think it's so interesting to see how, if you get a club that you're comfortable with, I'll put him on the spot now, but I'm sure he's got no problem doing it, where if you can manipulate it and play different shots with it, it almost becomes a great arsenal of shots within one club. Do you tee it up differently here?
So
or?
no. I'm kind of always trying to hit my fairway woods off a little tuft, so I'll always knock a little divot, the old sort of Laura Davies way. But basically all I would do is aim slightly further left, bring the ball further back in my stance, and actually just try and make the same swing, to be honest with you, just to bring the ball flight down.
Look at this guy. And realistically, for the average person, that's a 3-wood shot, isn't it?
Basically, yeah. But I would suggest, like my friends, close friends, who have just started getting into the game of golf, they said to me, what do you think I should get? And I said, 100% a 7-wood.
Yeah.
Because actually, for amateur golfers and your general public, this basically takes 4 and 5 iron out your bag. And I think, ultimately, that is the way to go.
Yeah.
Why try and hit a 4 iron that you can probably strike out the middle 1 in 10, if anything? So, lo and behold, they go and buy a 7-wood, changes the game.
There you go. Chris has had one for years, hasn't he? The old G2, do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
When a 7-wood was a 7-wood. Right, really interestingly, they've got exactly the same distance, Jig.
Yeah, which means ultimately it's a great fitted club.
Yeah.
It works well. Obviously, you've just got a couple of different ball flights. The normal ball flight is probably gone, I reckon, 3 yards shorter just because it was higher. So obviously the descent angle was a little steeper, so it stopped quicker.
So when it comes to ball flights, because I'm a huge admirer of picking a ball flight and trying to hit a different shot. I know ultimately there's no pictures on the scorecard, the old saying. I think we'll hit that one, Jig, first one, son. Just, we're not playing better ball, are we?
No.
But when it comes to picking a ball flight, a lot of people at home probably think, well, that's overkill, like you're only talking about it because you're on video. But actually, I think picking a ball flight takes you out of the position you're in when it comes to any pressure and makes you concentrate on what you're trying to do. Like if you hit that second one a little bit higher than that, you're not really bothered, but ultimately you still hit the fairway and still hit a good shot.
Well, I think, like you say, you're actually trying to commit to one thing.
Yeah.
And you haven't got a million things going through your brain at the same time. So it's right, okay, I'm going to put this back in my stance a little bit, I'm going to aim further left, and I'm going to put the same swing on it.
Yeah.
So create your ball flight around your setup.
Yeah.
Not manipulate your path or your swing, I think, personally.
Yeah. Right, what we've got in here, is it a similar shot to the first inning, maybe a bit longer? About 135, Chris, would you say?
128.
Watch this be bang on.
124, playing 130.
Playing 130. Does this jump up into the irons, into the pitching wedge for you, or?
Yeah, this definitely will. I mean,
I'm not saying that. Chris, come round here so you can see that. Obviously, we're going to talk irons on the next tee because it's a par 3, but this must be your pitching wedge, is it, the 46?
Yeah, so the 46, it's actually bent to 45, I think, so it's slightly stronger.
Yeah.
just down to the sort of spin.
What is the reasoning behind not wanting the iron set up pitching wedge?
Purely and simply because for me, obviously, I'm naturally steeper.
Yeah.
I'm so tall, so my arc is steeper. And with the pitching wedge, like the P wedge in the set, for instance, like the first hole, I would get flyers.
Yeah.
And they'd be uncontrollable flyers, just because of the grooving and the leading edge and the way the sole works, basically. So this one works so much better for me in that regard.
So again, something for people to think about at home. If you are a little bit steeper, you don't have to be tall, but if you do deliver it steep, maybe look at that wedge setup, and when you go for your fitting, ask the question. I think asking questions in fittings is the best way and the best method of becoming a better golfer and learning about your equipment. It's all over it again. It's like an arrow, isn't it? Be the club. How's that? Go in. Go in. Oh! Oh, that looks so good, didn't it?
So good. Divots exploded.
Did we get the zoom, Chris?
Oh, did we?
Did we? Bobby's out of a job.
Yeah, so on the fitting data on TrackMan from Woburn, I was showing Andy in the shop, like, I must have hit, I don't know, 250 shots, and the actual sort of like face the path and actual direction of swing was just so neutral. And
yeah, that's what you want,
ultimately,
isn't it?
yeah, like that's what I'm working towards. And
is that what you work towards pre-remission?
Well, no, that's kind of like what I was working towards, like pre-diagnosis, where I actually felt my game was getting better. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I felt like I was trending in the right direction.
You played well before, obviously.
Yeah, and I mean, I played well there, like feeling like absolute horrific. So,
and health-wise, do you feel better now?
For sure.
And after hitting those 200 odd balls, how did you feel after that?
I felt good.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like I said to Liv, I actually think I was running on empty for quite a long time, you know.
Yeah.
So now I potentially feel healthier. Obviously there is total like side effects and stuff like we talked about, but general health, I do feel better for sure.
Yeah. Good man. Right, that's okay if you like perfect for distance, isn't it? To quite a difficult pin, you probably left yourself one of the easier putts, haven't you? How'd you like the flag?
Out, please.
So when it comes to putter, is this can we talk about this one?
Oh yeah, we can talk about it. So basically, I was lucky enough to go and see Henry at Scotty Cameron at the new barn on Monday, and interestingly I've got some good stuff to talk about, to be honest with you. So to cut a long story short, you saw my other putter on the first video, and we came to the conclusion that my putter was ever so slightly too short. It needed to go raw cut 38.
What was it? Yeah.
And it was 36 and a half. So we automatically fixed that, and then I picked this up off the shelf. We did some obviously some testing, and this grip, because it's a longer grip, gives more stability to the shaft.
Is it counterbalance?
No.
No,
so there isn't actually a weight in the butt, but obviously this is a heavier grip.
Yeah.
And because it's longer, it gives more stability to the shaft. And me being me, I'm quite a very feel sort of orientated player. So I hit some putts with this and the data changed instantly. Better, more consistent. So actually what we did, I said to Henry, I said, well, why don't we try this grip on my putter as well?
Yeah.
So we did that, instantly changed the data.
Yeah.
So to cut a long story short, basically the longer grip and the longer shaft helped me stand up to the ball more. I could narrow my stance, and it gave me a much more consistent
Does that reduce the
roll.
arc at all for you?
So it reduced the arc, and then obviously it reduces the twist of the face so that there's more stability there. So what we came to the conclusion is that both putters are now exactly the same spec, but this one has obviously a different face and a different milling.
Yeah.
So for winter greens, it did actually come off a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And has slightly bigger MOI. So for slower greens, winter greens, this is probably going to be the gamer. When we get back into summer and I get back playing on quicker greens, that putter is going to be...
We'll have a look at the other putter on the next screen, because it's interesting to see. But another thing there for you guys to learn, we're talking about MOI, we're talking about forgiveness, we're talking about consistency, all of which can help you guys with your game.
Oh, you're joking. Talked about all that and I've missed it.
Right, burnt the edge there for birdie. Can we get under par on this par 3? So we're going to be talking irons now. Interestingly, we've got, again, Titleist in here. I think Titleist have absolutely killed it this year when it comes to the irons. But again, you'll see, do you remember ragging these out, Jig? What's it going to be for you, 8 iron, 9 iron?
I think I'm going to go 8 iron.
Interestingly, with these, again, we're not even talking CB or MB, we're talking T100, which I think Titleist have made awesome irons since the AP2 days.
Yeah, I think what this gives you as well is obviously there's some real nice forgiveness here with a bit of cavity in the back. But actually, when you look down at the leading edge, it does look more bladey. So you've kind of got the best of both worlds with some forgiveness.
And that's the same all the way up to 4 iron as well, to the 4 irons T100. Did you consider like a T155 and 4, or are you quite happy with your ball striking?
No, I'm really quite happy with, I just like the way they look as well, and I think sometimes that's half the battle.
Yeah. X100 Dynamic Gold 105. Is that lighter than you used to have?
No, this is now exactly the same spec as my old set, except the lie angle has gone slightly flatter than what I used to have.
And so with your other set, where you're not quite feeling as strong, maybe you've had a little bit of, would you call it therapy? I don't know what you call
setback
it.
Type thing.
If you've had a bit of a setback, what's that spec? So if you can send us a video, we'll put this on now. But
yeah. So basically, the spec is same. Well, it's actually not the same head because this is the brand new T100, and the other set is the older, slightly older head. There's not much difference, to be honest.
Yeah.
Exactly the same shaft, Dynamic Gold 105, but it's the S300, I think. So it's just basically the same sort of swing weight and stuff, but it's much weaker.
Yeah.
So it's just easier to manoeuvre, basically.
Right, mate. Let's just have a 1 and finish it here. Very good. Distance looks bang on.
Pin eye. Tell you what, greens are reacting, aren't they?
Flag high again, bang on, by the way. Another one that's landed. Is that something you kind of do play for, obviously knowing how reactive the greens are?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the greens are pure as ever at Royal Linners, but yeah, you kind of have to take into account when you're doing your sort of pre-tournament work, how the greens are reacting. Are they firm, one bounce stop? Are they coming back?
And it's not by design that 2 out of the 3 holes we've played you've been bang on flag high. Sorry, not by chance, it is by design.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm working hard, obviously, on my gap in, trying to get things as neat and tidy as I possibly can.
It's a nice looking one, that, isn't it?
This is lush.
Do you prefer, if we get them both out, do you prefer the look of one or the other, or?
I actually, to be honest, I would say I'm really, really happy with both at the moment. Obviously, to be honest with you, I prefer the black shaft. But you know what? Like I say, I'm really, really happy. 2 very
different alignment putters, aren't they?
They're 2 very different alignment putters. But one thing I will say is that I really like is the fact that we have silver black and we have silver black.
Yeah.
That sort of gives me distinct sort of angles of the putter to try and aim the putter as well as I can, basically. Yeah. So here we have a bit of left to right. Come on, let's see if we can drain one. Yeah,
I'll
please,
get it, because Chris is doing now, is he? So, do you have to get it yourself when you're on tour?
Usually your caddy would help out, actually.
Go on,
chances.
Then. Go on then.
Oh my word! Rob. I can't buy one. Get me on video and I can't hold one.
Guys, that is a look inside the bag of Jig. Thank you so much for your time again,
Cheers,
mate. Really
thank you.
Enjoyed that. Guys, lots more to come with this throughout the off-season and into next season, so make sure you do subscribe if you want to see it. Also, lots of people helping out Jig as well with sponsorship and things like that, which is going to be huge for Jig with trying to get back playing and things like that. So if anyone wants to do that, I'll put your email in the description below for that, and then we'll take it from there. But guys, thank you so much. We'll see you at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.